Well, hello everyone. This is Penny with Evilsizor and Associates. I'm here with my father, Rex Evilsizor.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about household goods. Household goods is something that's not really talked about a whole lot. It's misunderstood. So we're going to clarify that. And Rex has created a document that will be in the description below. So be sure to check that out along with a lot of links. So, Dad, what is household goods?
Good question.
That's a very good question.
It's called by a lot of different names. Personal belongings, household goods, things in your house. Are they household goods or are they freight? Depends. And it depends really on how, when you're moving, do you do the work yourself or do you have a mover move you? That's household goods. And it depends upon, if you're going to do the work yourself, do you have the proper insurance in case of any loss or damage? But household goods actually is in the name of interstate transportation. It's the mover doing the work.
So that's the key there.
That's the key. That
the
really
mover,
is the key.
Because we have these pods now.
We have pods.
And so the mover's only doing part of the work.
That is called freight.
Okay.
That is freight.
That's freight.
And the insurance is different. So, but if you have loss or damage, you want to know how they're going to be recovering anything.
So when you hire someone, you're supposed to receive this rights and responsibilities.
Responsible when you move.
Right. I'm sure not everyone gets this or even reads through all of this. And even on the first page, the FMCSA, or actually this is from the DOT and the FMCSA, it says, we have prepared this booklet which your moving company is required to give you. Required for several reasons. The booklet explains to you what you can have a right to expect from your mover and what you should do to help ensure that your move is a smooth one. Secondly, we have revised this booklet to reflect the recent changes made to the regulations to help consumers like you to need the services of a moving company. So this video can be for moving companies, real estate agents, and anyone who's moving.
Right.
So it encompasses everybody. And so we want to teach you how to look for a moving company, what the insurance requirements are, how to know if they're fraudulent. We have all kinds of links below that will help you make this decision. So what's next?
What's next? Oh,
where do we start from here?
What is household goods and what are not household goods? Things you have in your house, maybe you may consider them as personal belongings, but in reality, in freight charges, there are freight. And why is there a difference between the freight and household goods? Because household goods, you're dealing with the general public, and they don't move all that much. Although we know people that have moved a lot of times, and I know a person who has never moved in their life.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine.
I can't
and then
either.
I have a friend who's moved 39 times.
39.
39.
I moved 7 times in 3 years one time. In 3 straight years in the Army, I was moving 7 times.
It's a lot of moving.
It's a lot of moving. Never thought about it at the time. You just go where they want you to go.
That's true. So let's say you're a carrier. Let's start with the carrier.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've been looking on the Federal Motor Carrier site at various moving companies, and a lot of them don't have the proper authority, but yet they're operating. They've been operating for years. That's a problem.
It's a big problem, and it boils down to insurance. If there's any loss or damage, the carrier may not, the carrier may not have any insurance or the proper insurance, which also means he has no authority.
And so the general public has no idea.
The general public doesn't.
How to look up the authority online to see, they're just looking at probably a Yelp description. So somebody else used them just like a referral, like, oh yeah, I used them, they were great. But then someone else used them and maybe the freight got stolen.
I am well aware of a company that advertised in the newspaper in Phoenix, Arizona, in which they gave a good quote. People came and packed their stuff and said, "We'll see you at destination." And people never ever seen their furniture again, and all
That's
the product,
awful.
all the things that were inside of it. No, it all
Uh-huh.
disappeared. And I believe there were 7 uh, families that lost everything from this one newspaper ad. And today we have internet ads.
Wow. And something else to think about is if somebody, let's say you moved, a $3,000 TV and it got damaged.
If they don't have insurance, you might get 60 cents a pound.
60 cents a pound.
You might.
For a $3,000 TV.
And I remember answering the phone one time when I was working for the government, and the lady says, "They are selling my furniture." She was moving across the city of Chicago, and people came and picked up her furniture and took it to a location where they were selling everything. And she said, "They're selling my furniture."
Yeah. And not all household good carriers are crooks.
No, they're not.
But we have
No.
to know, there's so many good ones out there. I mean, we moved from Texas here to Colorado, and our moving company was awesome. Didn't have any damage, didn't have any losses. It was great. And that's the way it should be. And the purpose of this video is just to educate people what can happen, what to look for, and also if you're a household goods carrier or you think you are and you don't have the proper authority, we can help you fix that as well. So you can call us and we'll counsel you through that process.
Let me give you one example. Let's say you are going to move from Colorado to Texas, and you call a moving company. I think I can pack myself. When you pack yourself and load the vehicle, load the truck, it's no longer household goods. It is now called freight.
That's freight.
So you just called the wrong carrier. They have to have freight authority. And we have a way here, we'll get to it shortly, as to what authority the carrier has. Does he have an MC number, which means motor carrier? Does he have a US DOT number, United States Department of Transportation? You'll see that on the side of the vehicle.
Right. And a lot of people see that, but they don't even know where to begin to look it up.
Exactly.
And know. And I've had friends, on Facebook saying they're moving, they're trying to find a moving company. And so I'm like, hey, reach out to me and I'll check to see if the insurance is right, if they've been in business for a while, their safety rating, the whole 9 yards. And I can help them out with that. And then, we also help with the household goods movers be in compliance the way they're meant to be, because of, insurance is the key piece to the whole puzzle.
Since the individual moving changes their mind and says, yes, this is household goods, or they, on the other hand, they say, no, I'm going to do some of the work myself, it's freight. If you're a household good mover, and if you're a broker, a freight broker, or a household good broker, you ought to have both authorities. You really. So you can properly handle the client's move.
Right. And that's key. The more hands in the pot that there are, you need to make sure everyone is doing their part and is properly licensed. And, there's 2 different kinds of brokers. There's the freight, and then there's household goods.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize that.
So if you're applying for household good authority, add the other one. It's the same MC number, same DOT number, same BOC. You save money in the long run in getting both authorities. Or add it to whatever you have now.
Now, if you add, let's say you're a freight carrier and you're adding household goods, you do get to keep all of your numbers. However, you do need to set up an account with with a moving association, and that protects the consumer. in arbitration if there's any issues.
Yes.
And it's kind of expensive, and a lot of people I've kind of noticed they try to skirt that a little bit. But, I mean, the FMCSA is going to vet it and find it.
Right. And also, if I was an intrastate only household good moving carrier, I would definitely get interstate, because most traffic in the United States today, most traffic is all interstate. Goes from one location to another, which is origin destination. It is the consignee consignor. Anyway, it is interstate. So we know of a guy who called and moving to Florida. And the carrier that he called is a nice carrier, good carrier, but they're only intrastate authority.
Yeah, we were curious how that worked. Even if he brokered that out, he wasn't a broker that we could see.
No, he's an illegal broker.
So that would be an illegal broker. And if he was the one transporting the goods from your neighbor's house down to Florida, that's illegal. If something happened,
there's no insurance.
Yeah. So,
unless you got special insurance that you bought before the move began.
And that, if you're going a long way, I think that would be worth it.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. So check that piece out.
Mm-hmm.
So we did talk about when household goods are not household goods. I've had people here in town moving like washer and dryers from a manufacturer to a home. You go to Best Buy and you buy a dryer. So would that be considered freight or household goods?
Good question.
So household goods, as used in connection with transportation, means the personal effects or property used or to be used in a dwelling when part of the equipment or supplies of the dwelling. Transportation of the household goods must be arranged and paid for by individual shipper. Okay, that's the key right there. I'm going to read that again. Transportation of the household goods must be arranged and paid for by the individual shipper or by another individual on behalf of the shipper. Household goods includes property moving from a factory or store if purchased with the intent to use in a dwelling and transported at the request of the householder. And then the householder is the one that pays for the...
Exactly.
What if you get free shipping?
Free shipping?
I think that goes too deep. But all in all, I mean, the message is if you're going to find yourself in this situation, get both authorities. And then you're covered. One way or the other. You're not worrying about small little details that a lawyer can misinterpret or manipulate.
And we have provided all of this, most of this information in a document that you can have a copy for yourself. And it shows their interstate transportation. It shows where the regulations are located. So you can read them direct. We have provided all of this, and it's not available anywhere else where it's all put together. This is probably the only place in the U.S. where you can get most of everything you need in one document.
I've never seen it anywhere else. Most people focus on one thing or the other, and household goods encompasses everyone. You've got the shipper, well, not the shipper, you've got the carrier, you have the broker, possibly, and you have the person that's moving,
that's
the consumer.
Shipper.
I guess they are the shipper.
They are the shipper and
that's
the
true.
destination. Right.
And so you've got those three pieces, and a lot can happen if things aren't put in the right place. So one thing for the consumer to know as well, I mean, the carrier also should have this, is you should have a DOT number. And that lists your safety rating. So you can go in and see if somebody, I mean, this is all public information. You can go to the links that I provided below for the DOT, and you can see how many accidents they've been in. You can even see if they have brake issues with their trucks. There's all kinds of things you can look at that I know people just don't know how to do that.
They don't.
And I understand that.
And look at the side. And where do you get this DOT number? Look on the side of their vehicle.
Yeah, it'll be there.
You start with that.
And you can, and every DOT number is from the federal government. And even if they don't run outside the state, it will be a federal DOT number. And you don't have to worry about an additional DOT number within the state,
right,
because the state has adopted the federal number to act as the account holder. And then the MC number, that's your clue if they're going interstate.
Exactly.
If they don't have that,
stands for motor carrier.
And honestly, MC number is not required to be placed on the truck.
Right.
Only the DOT. So you got a little digging to do, and we'll dive into that a little bit more in the description below. And it's also all on this sheet where you can find the DOT number and where you can find the MC number. And I want everyone to know there's two sides of the coin. You have to look at both sides to see the full picture of the carrier and the broker. A lot of people don't realize that. They look at only one side. So the DOT might look okay to an average consumer, but then we have an issue on the other side. Maybe the insurance is going to expire. So it has big red letters on the top. So we have down here, beware, brokers must abide by additional regulations.
Right, and we get to the regulation there. Now what this is saying is, if you're going to deal with somebody on the website that says, I can get you 3 quotes, 4 quotes, 5 quotes, whatever, and provide that for you, they have to have broker
That's
authority.
A broker. That's a middleman.
That's the middle person between the shipper and destination. Now, what this website is saying is that the broker has an MC number. He has a DOT number. He has the authority to be the middle person between you and the carrier. So if it's not displaying a website that tells you what his MC number and DOT number, how do you know he's legitimate? You don't.
You don't. And there's a lot of websites out there. And you said you saw one that says, I'm not a broker.
Exactly. I
Well,
don't know what to call him.
I mean, he technically is.
He technically is the middle person.
So that's interesting they would display that.
I know. I've never seen it before. So
Yeah.
it's just, yes, I would be and who to talk to at that so-called brokerage. There's no phone number. There's nothing. There's no location.
So
where
they're just linking up. They're kind of like a load board.
Maybe
household goods load board.
I don't know what they're called. It's weird.
That's not operating on the up and up.
No.
So in your opinion, would it be best to find a household goods broker or just go straight to the moving carrier?
You're not paying the broker. If the broker when he gets any money, it comes from the carrier. So yes, I would go to a broker, definitely, and make sure that the broker has both broker of household goods and broker of freight. They should have both if they're going to properly handle their client. And they've been in business a long time. They know which carrier is doing what. If you're dealing with one carrier, you only know what is coming from that one carrier. He's not telling you his good or bad, whatever.
So you're shopping around.
I would shop around, and I would use a broker.
Yeah,
definitely.
get the best deal.
Yes.
But you want to make sure that you know everything, that there's no surprises on the other end. Because I've seen summons come through here,
right,
where they signed a contract, and the consumer thought that's all inclusive, and then they get to the other side, and their goods are held hostage.
I think if I was to start a transportation business today outside of what I've been doing in transportation, I'd probably be a broker. I would get, and where would I go get my loads? Oh, easy. Go to realtor.com and put in your zip code and see how many are available in your zip code. You may not want to go anywhere else, but they'll come to you. A website, they'll come to you nationwide. But on the website, the realtor.com, you can check all those in your zip code, in the zip codes around you, in Denver area, there could be over 50 some hundred or more in one area. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to get out on the traffic highways and go anywhere. You can just ride your bike down the street if you really.
Get a flyer. We've had people come up to us in
Yes.
our house say, "Hey, you want to sell your house?"
Right.
It's like, no.
So there are so many advantages. Oh, it's pathetic. It's amazing, really,
Yeah.
to get started in a business. Most of the information we are giving you is about all you need anyway.
And you said real estate agents would be especially interested in this if their company's not already a broker.
Right. You could, if you're a real estate agent, this would be fantastic. Get your own authority. What does it take? 3 to 4 weeks, and you could have both authority up and running. And
you do have a little bit of an investment because the bond is the investment piece. It can be around $3,000.
That's your insurance.
Right, right. And a lot of people do contingent cargo. So you would have your bond pack or your MC package, which we charge $649. Plus, you would have your bond and potentially contingent cargo.
Is that for both authorities?
Freight? No, that would an additional $300 would be to have freight and household goods.
You need both.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, depends on how people want to move. People want to save money these days. Moving is expensive.
It is, but to have the broker authority and you have them both under one MC number, you've saved money. One under DOT number, you only need one BOC3. That's process agents.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about combining everything under one number, and that way when people look up your authority, they look up one number and they say, well, he's got household goods and he's got freight authority. Right. You can actually freight or broker anything.
Right.
You now have that authority.
Just depends on the niche market of the broker.
Right.
Yeah, what he's focusing on. You may also want to check with the Better Business Bureau. That's always a good idea to check on a moving company or a broker. And so what if they're not listed with the Better Business Bureau?
I'd go somewhere else.
Yeah, I think a company like that with that capacity should be listed with the Better Business Bureau. So notice to moving companies. So this could be the best way to serve your clients and to increase your revenue. You should have both interstate and intrastate authorities. And we found that in Colorado, a lot of people have intra, but they can't leave the state.
They think, actually, when they get their authority, they think that since the truck doesn't leave the state, that they only need intrastate. That's not true. What is the origin and destination? Like one of our neighbors that moved, they're moving their stuff, their product, to another location temporarily, but that's not the destination. The destination is Florida. It's another state. So they got the wrong carrier right off the bat.
So did you think they just used that carrier to move them somewhere else here in Colorado?
Probably.
And then maybe they'll hire somebody else.
Probably.
That would make sense.
Yes, it makes sense. Yeah. But that's not what they should be. Because if right now, since the product is still within the state and it is destroyed, it catches fire, whatever, the carrier that they called does not have insurance to cover it. They're an intrastate, but the shipment is interstate.
Yeah.
So
if you're a moving company, I really think that customer service is key in being transparent. So your clients should know if you have the proper insurance. So
exactly.
You could provide all kinds of information. Hey, I want to show you. I think that would be awesome. I would love to work with a carrier like that that put customer service up front instead of I'm going to give you this quote and I'm going to be a little underhanded about it, and then surprise, on the other end you have some more fees to pay. That's not a good way to operate any business.
It's your personal belongings.
Right. And you might have some valuable things in there.
Exactly.
That can't be replaced. Maybe something from your grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're here to share this information with you, and, comment below, call us, ask us questions. Whether you're a real estate agent, whether you are moving, and we can help you get connected there. Any one of these ways, if you want to start your own brokerage, that, hey, I'm a real estate agent. My company's not, they don't have anything like this into place. Or if you want to talk with your your real estate company, say, hey, here's a business opportunity that everyone can benefit from. Give us a call. We'll be happy to answer those questions. Is there anything else, Dad, that you?
We've pretty much covered it.
I think we did.
When I used to work for the Interstate Commerce Commission, this would come up quite a bit. I used to go out a lot and talk to people about their household good move, and it was usually because they lost or something was damaged. And yes, you do want somebody that knows what they're doing. One lady called one day and she says, they're moving me and my grand piano is upside down.
I thought about that. We were talking about this.
They're moving it, and that they said that was a way to put it in the vehicle to get the most in the vehicle. You're not concerned.
So they don't know how to move a piano.
They don't know how to move a piano.
That's very particular.
Right. I would definitely. I would start with a with a broker that has both household goods and motor carrier authority. So you don't move that many times, but yet we know people that have moved a lot. I've only moved a few times, like a dozen in my life.
I haven't moved that often.
Right. So
4 states, maybe 2 or 3 times each.
We moved from Ohio to Iowa, Iowa to Texas, Texas to Colorado, and in the meantime, I moved 7 times in 3 years. So we all got stories to tell.
We sure do.
Yes. And if you got any questions, give Penny a call.
Yeah, my number is 303-482-2965. So if we don't have anything else, I guess this is it until our next session. Bye.
Bye.